Sure. I'm Ali and I work at ETC. So I've had a bit of a mental health journey myself. I lost a friend in my early 20s, found it really hard to function as a human being because of that. Got counselling, got some help, had quite a big effect on like friendships, relationships, my family. Thankfully my parents were pretty switched on and got me some help. And then I've kind of battled through that, but yeah. I think exercising is really important for mental health. Like from a personal experience, I'm always in a better mood when I've been training consistently. If I don't train for like a decent period of time, I can see that it affects my mental health. It affects kind of my outlook on life. I think seeing people exercise, you see that they get happier as they train. Like you can come in after having the worst day of your life. You come into, especially if you come into ETC, they come in and everyone, by the end of it, it's like, I feel so much better. And it's like, great, that's the whole point. I think that's key is, exercise is great. And there's so much in science to suggest that just by training, you will improve your mental health tenfold just by coming in and doing stuff. Taking the time for myself to train, I've got a little girl and a wife to come home to every day. I think just taking that time for myself, an hour and a half every couple of days, just resets me. It's time for me to kind of switch off my brain and just do the thing that I've been told to do by my coach. Like I'm a coach myself, but I get someone to coach me. It's a game changer, and it definitely makes me a better person, for sure. A coach is an interesting role because obviously our qualification is in fitness and training. Like we want you to be fitter, stronger, better. So we that's what we're trained in, but we always inadvertently end up having conversations around mental health, relationship troubles, like all of that kind of comes into it. It's not what we're qualified to do, but because you're dealing with a person, those things happen if you're nice. And ETC's there's this really friendly environment where people are quite open and quite free with how they talk. It definitely is a part of it. How we deal with that is kind of up to the coach. Some people kind of try not to deal with it because it's just not something they're comfortable doing. I seem to be one of the ones that deals with it by having people and talking to them, and that's just part of what I do. Like it is just something I'm quite happy to talk to people about. If people do disappear from the gym, we call them and check in on them. And it's not like hey, you haven't been training, where are you, why aren't you coming back? It's like is everything okay? Like a welfare standpoint, we haven't seen you in a couple of weeks, is everything all right? We've got someone downstairs literally today who we hadn't seen in a couple of weeks. We gave them a phone call, we're like, are you all right? Like we know you've been really busy. They're like, yeah, just slams. We're like, cool, when can we book you in? And they're in today, brilliant. ETC used to be Empowerment Training Centre, like we're all about that. And yeah, you say it, there is definitely like a male stigma. I think it's getting better. I think it is slowly being sort of broken down like that. The whole sort of like toxic masculinity of the fitness world doesn't exist in the same way. Actually, in the coaching world, if you're like a coach or a PT, probably, I mean, ETC, 80% of our clients are women. In the general public, it's probably similar. Most people that seek out help from a PT or a coach tend to be women because they want to do it right. Generally, it sounds rude, but blokes will be like, no, I can do it myself, I know what I'm doing. And then they go to the gym, train chest, back and arms and nothing else. And then they're like, oh, my knees hurt. And then they come to us. It helps that Tim kind of allows for us to be quite open. Like there's no stigma, like we're all quite an open team and we'll talk about like how we're feeling and stuff, which I think helps break that down. And I think people see that from us. And then it's like almost like leading from the front. It's like, well, we're quite open with how we are. We'll talk with people about how we're feeling as well. It's not just like a blanket wall. Like there's no walls up. I mean, you've seen how we all are. Like I'm quite a flamboyant, open, silly person when I'm coaching. It's like, well, you wouldn't see that in a normal gym, but that's because we're just allowed to be and have fun. I think just by being actively present on that topic, on mental health, especially like male mental health, I think it shows that people are looking to talk about it. I think having people like yourself that are willing to be like, hey, look, we need to talk about this stuff, will start to break that down. I think people are becoming more vocal, especially on social media, about that, like this kind of like male mental health epidemic that seems to be being recognised. I think it's really important that people are able to do stuff, and by raising money for charities and doing a hard challenge that's like, hey, like, this is going to suck, but I'm doing it for this reason. I'm doing it to make sure people get help it's a game changer. And I love crazy challenges for charity. We're all for it. For me, basically any exercise for me is a massive reduction in stress. Like if I'm moving and training and doing something physical with my body, I will instantly de-stress. I think I've been physical most of my life. I was never great at like sports at school or anything like that, but I quite liked doing stuff and being out and being on my bike or whatever when I was younger. So just being physically active and moving my body helps me de-stress. I get more stressed if I have to sit behind a laptop and do admin. So it's like, if I'm moving, I'm happy. But yeah, if I'm feeling like I really need to do something, my go-tos are like heavy compound lifts, squat, bench, deadlift. If I can do those and put some anger into a weight, I'm a happy man.